remember. All right.
Yay.
So placing my hands on my heart, taking that breath of love and gratitude. So incredibly grateful and thankful to be here together with these precious souls. Grateful for getting to be the two or more gathered in the name and the nature of love. Grateful for our willingness to uncover any and all blocks to love. Grateful for our willingness to know the truth of our being is perfect, complete, innocent love and nothing else. Grateful to allow all of our mighty companions, all of our earthly and heavenly helpers to assist us, to guide us, to direct us, to lead us, to bless us in all ways, blessing all those who are here, all who may listen later. We're grateful for our willingness to be diligent in searching our mind for any thoughts that are or false beliefs that are not serving our life of love. And we are willing and able to allow them to fall away and replace them with a higher thought. We're grateful to be open and receptive to the all good of God, to the kingdom of heaven, to the treasures which are ours right here and right now. And we're grateful to be able to share every blessing we receive, every bit of love that we are with Mother Earth and all her beings, because we are one. In grace and gratitude, we let it be, and so it is. Amen. So I'm now going to encourage you to keep your eyes closed, keep your hands on your heart if that feels comfortable to you. And we're going to move right into our America visualization. So just take a nice deep breath. And we're focusing on projecting our collective energy out to around March of 2025, anywhere in America, even if it's just right here on Zoom. We're going to visualize feeling the fresh air, hearing the birds singing, seeing people out and about and smiling because everything went perfectly for the most beneficial outcome for the United States and the world regarding the presidential election. We are not merely seeing it, but we are feeling it. We're employing all of our senses. We are picturing ourselves standing fully engaged in this very moment, in the precise situation that we wish to manifest. It is happening right here, right now. It is real right here and right now. And we are looking around and we are seeing that everything is good. Any pressure is off. Any and all worry is gone. We are centered and in our power. There is no fear or worry or anything else. I'm taking in a nice deep breath. And we release this energy into the world, allowing it to be absorbed and expanded. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back into this moment. So we are in still chapter 2, right defense and release from fear, section 10, the real power of the mind. And yeah, this was a very fruitful reading for me. I had a whole bunch of ahas. And so I am going to start us with the very first section, or the very first paragraph, though, where he says, everyone experiences fear and nobody enjoys it. Like we would think somebody enjoys it, but I guess somebody must think somebody enjoys it. Yet it would take very little right thinking to know why it occurs. Very few people appreciate the real power of the mind, and nobody remains fully aware of it all the time. This is inevitable in this world because the human being has many things he must do and cannot engage in constant thought watching. However, he hopes to spare himself from fear. There are some things he must realize and realize fully, at least some of the time. And I loved reading that because, again, it reiterates to us that there is not a single person who is especially bad, wrong, or broken. And so, whether we are seeing someone else as that especially bad, wrong, or broken, or ourselves as being especially bad, wrong, or broken, and somehow a victim to circumstance, it's just not true. And when we're willing, we can come to that realization that it's just not true. And I loved that Jennifer's blog today, which was on busting up the patterns of pain, kind of went right along with the reading that we have today, in that she was saying to be willing to adopt a no poison policy, whether it's a poisoning of ourselves or a poisoning of somebody else, to be willing to learn through joy and to declare that we are willing to remember the truth that sets us free, as she says quite often. And she also often talks about remove and replace. And so removing the pattern of fear is great, but at least for me, I have noticed, and I feel like it's been helpful for a lot of other people that I've talked to as well, to find something to replace that thought. So if we have a thought that we feel like we continuously have this thought that is not helping us, what are we going to replace it with? And this morning, what came to me was the song Bring Me a Higher Love. I'm not going to play it because I think we're already pushing it with playing. I can see clearly now, but I will read some of the lyrics and I'll post it in our groups. So the lyrics are, think about it. There must be a higher love down in the heart or hidden in the stars above. Without it, life is wasted time. Look inside your heart. I'll look inside mine. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk blind and we try to see, falling behind in what could be. And then the chorus of the song chorus is bring me a higher love, over and over and over again, bring me a higher love. And so that's what I'm going to attempt to do. I've put a reminder in my phone to pop up every once in a while just to remind me, no matter what I am thinking, um, no matter what thoughts appear to be I don't know, taking control of my mind, or um, stuck in my mind over and over again, whatever I seem to be punishing myself with or poisoning myself with, I'm going to remember that no, I'm ready for a higher love. I'm ready for that higher love. And I'm declaring it now. That's what I got. Yay. Go ahead, Carla.
Okay. I've been praying that for a long time, but it's really challenging. I'll read this time I want to read, but first I'll address what you said, is that this is what I discovered about myself. It's really challenging to live in the world, see what people are choosing, feel whatever their energy, do things that are like my broken leg or whatever, and still be at peace. It is so challenging. So it says it's inevitable in this world because the human being has many things he must do. We have to take a shower and feed ourselves and sleep. It's all these things, and so it's really challenging. I've discovered to really hold the peace no matter what you're seeing, no matter what anyone else is choosing. And that really goes to the meditation you do at the beginning, because it may not look that after the election, it may not, then the mind will tell us how it looks, right? That, and if we believe that, it may not look like we wish or, peaceful. It may not be peaceful, but I know this: God uses every choice we make to bring the highest and best. Not that we bring the highest and best. We don't always bring the highest and best, but I know that whatever will be chosen may not look, I don't know how to look or feel or whatever is going to happen, but I mean, my choice is I get to choose. Like, do I feel peaceful? No matter what I see, no matter what is coming to, because we're one with everyone, right? We're going to feel other people's angst or whatever, that's all the time. It's happening right now. That's the challenge, to live in the world and not be of the world, not choose from the world's perception or choices, and to hold that peace. And it's very challenging because the body feels, we're one with everyone, and the body feels like when I broke my leg, pleasant. It did. And then everybody, I mean, there were a lot of people around me that were kind and compassionate, but they were, concerned, right? And people are going to be concerned. And it talks about, now go back to, I'll read something from last week's reading. The correction of fear is your responsibility. When you ask for release from fear, you're implying that it isn't. And I was stuck. What does it mean? If fear isn't? And I'm like, no, it's that I'm responsible. That's what I think it isn't, that I'm not. Because I feel it, I may have felt it when my leg broke, when my hip, when my femur broke. I mean, when I had surgery, I was in pain, and did I create that? Yes. Did my higher self create it? No. But it uses, because it's one with God. My higher self is one with God, which is love. Uses whatever we choose to bring about the highest best. And it's very challenging. Is what, 8 or 9 billion people, if under 9 billion people, most people are leading fear or, doing things that are self-serving, whatever you want to call it. We feel it. And so when you go to, this is the thing, I'll wrap up, and this is one of the sentences that Jennifer shares a lot. I remember, at least I remember, in paragraph 4, it is hard, in this line 3, it is hard to recognize that thought and belief, so it's thought plus belief, combine into a power surge which can literally move mountains. think that's not true. I can't move it. I can't even pay my bills, or I can't fix my broken leg, or walk like I used to, or dance like I used to. That's caught in the past. Yeah. This now is all there is. To be at peace with what is happening now, what I choose and what everyone else chooses. Thoughts come and thoughts go. We can believe them or not. We have a choice. That's taking responsibility. It's when we believe them. So when I think, oh, I broke my femur, I had surgery, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. I mean, I think there's a story about the Jennifer Shear about the man, I can't remember it all, but the man who found a horse, and the villager said, "Oh, that's good. You got a horse." And he goes, "I don't know if it's good and I don't know if it's bad." And then his son was riding the horse and he fell off and broke his leg. And the villager said, "Oh, that's bad." And he goes, "I don't know if it's good and I don't know if it's bad." So he's letting go of judgment. He's just being, he's probably helped his son capture whatever. And there's many things in the story, I can't remember them all, that were something that appears good. The builders say, "Oh, that's good," and he goes, "I don't know if it's good, and I don't know if it's bad." And then something else would happen, and it would seem like that's not helpful. And the builders say, "Oh, that's bad." Then it's very challenging. I'm not getting to. It's very challenging in this world to have something happen like a broken femur, or you lose your wallet, or the car breaks down, or you forgot your favorite food, the grocery store. I mean, it is. It's what is. And it's very challenging to not listen to the mind and say, "Oh, I should have done that. That was, how silly of me, or I should have written it down." I didn't write down the list. If I didn't get it, must not have I missed it. And that's what happened. I'll deal with what is. I'll either go back or some other time I'll do. It's fine. It's not good. And it's not bad. It's really challenging. What I'm trying to get to is things happen in the world. We have to do stuff. And the mind, the separate mind, not the true self, says, "Oh, this is that. This is what the lesson number one, or two. We give the meaning to everything. Nothing is as it appears," or something. And that's really challenging. I knew this years ago. I got a poem that, did I do it? It's very challenging to do something, to start a new pattern when, I'm using words, the rest of the world may be following its pattern. I mean, when you believe more in what you don't see than what you do see, you won't see what you do see, and you will see what you don't see. And that came to me. I knew that was important, and I couldn't do it. That's okay. I don't judge myself. I don't blame myself. I love myself. I am improving. What you practice, you improve. And I'm very aware. I'm getting more aware of what I'm choosing. So I'll stop. I took more than I wanted to, but what I just wanted to share is that we don't know what we're doing with our choices. We don't see all the repercussions every moment. Are we moving mountains? Maybe not literally. We're affecting the world. So I accept what is. And I trust that God is using whatever's happening, whatever everybody else chooses, whatever I choose, for the highest and best, even if I can't see it, even if I don't always feel it, but I choose to trust self and to travel this journey of realization, of love, of truth, of peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. When you first started talking, as soon as you said it's challenging, I heard in my head, is it a challenge or is it an invitation to choose again? And so that's not for you, that's for me. But I thought I'd share it because I don't think it's just for me. Yeah. Is it a challenge or is it just an invitation to choose again? It's an invitation to choose again, and I'm going to choose again. And when I don't, in the next moment, I will choose again. Yeah. Thanks for all of that, Carla. Oh, and the last thing, that the guy with the horse, his son broke his leg, and then there was a war and his son couldn't go into the war because his leg was broken. So that was, and is that good or is that bad? Anyway, yeah. It's what all the meaning we give to it. Nancy Gale.
Yes, I was same thing with that story. It's like, you know, the series of the things, and each time it's like, oh, it's bad, and then it turns out to be fortunate, because then, you know, blah blah. Yes, I remember that. Can you hear me? My phone thing is acting
Yes.
weird.
Yeah.
Okay. What I wanted to say, Carla, like, thank you, Carla, everything you said. But it was way back in the beginning when you read it and it said, choice. What is it? Releasing fear is our responsibility. And then you went into choices and everything. And I thought, oh, and then it said, then you said, read it. It's like, but if you ask for fear to be removed, like by Jesus, take away the fear. That's not this. That's the thing. It's like I couldn't. It's like when you read it, I said, oh, that's what it means. Actually, it means we don't ask for Jesus to take, or the Holy Spirit to take away our fear. That's our responsibility to release the fear. That's what it's saying. And I said, oh, I've never understood that. So thank you, Carla. I absolutely thank you from the bottom of my heart. That was so clear when you read the way you said it and when you read it. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Nancy Gale. Who else would like to share either what they got from the reading or something we've been discussing so far today? Go ahead, Diane.
I guess I just wanted to share like something I've been doing that is all related to this is I've been questioning all of my thoughts and all of the beliefs that come up. And it's more of just letting it soak into my subconscious versus answering it and like trying to change it. But it's kind of like, even with the fears and with the beliefs that are coming up. And so it was so interesting because this morning it was something about um, God hates you, like it hates me. And I'm like, is that really true? And then I like let it soak in. And then I'm like, God despises me. Like I was having all of these God thoughts and they were just popping up out of nowhere. But I'm like, obviously I must be thinking them somewhere, or they're like being released from my subconscious because they're there. Not in my, I mean, they came to my conscious, but they weren't in my, I don't walk around all day thinking that. yet there are these things that are just now, the more I start questioning things, like just using that simple question, is that absolutely true? And then just letting it sink in, like it's now more and more of these other things that I didn't even know were there are popping up and seeing. And then it's like the more that I see it, it's like, then I could start almost laughing at it, like, oh my gosh, I was believing that, like I was holding that. And like, so for me, it's just, it's become such a practice. Um, and when I'm feeling anxious or feeling the fear or anything, it's just like I just immediately question it, even if it's just I'm driving or whatever. It's like, is that really true? And I realize that I have this very deep family pattern of only one way of thinking. There's only one right way. And then I was like looking at that and like, it doesn't allow for the duality of life, which is where we're supposed to flow. And so then it was just like, once I uncovered that, it was just seeing. And then it was just like, oh, then I don't have free will, even though we do have free will because I have to think this way. So there is no free will. There's only this one way of thinking. So it just kind of has been like unraveling for me of just like using that question and just like keep questioning everything. And then it's like very interesting the things that are just like popping up out of my subconscious for me to see, to continue to question. So yeah, it's amazing of seeing that we do. I've always I always had such a hard time with belief work. It's like the one thing that I have been like resisting and resisting and resisting. Like, and now it's like seeing it, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so powerful. Of really questioning everything. So yeah, so I just thought I would share that.
Thank you, Diane. That's awesome. Yep. See, Nancy Drew is helpful. The searching can be helpful. I mean, because it says right near the beginning of A Course in Miracles, Jesus says we're far too tolerant of mind wandering. And so if our minds are going to wander, why not let them wander to something that is a more loving thought? And you know, as we can allow ourselves to replace the unloving thought with a more loving thought, knowing that in truth both of them are neutral, and all thoughts are helpful, everything is helpful. It just feels like if I can get my thoughts out of the negative patterns of belief, then I can, you know, raise my vibration like Hawkins says, you know, above that 51% mark, and I can be like, okay, I can see this now. I can see this now, that it's good for me to see what I'm seeing in the world, you know, whether it's war or hunger or homelessness or, you know, whatever atrocities that we seem to be bombarded with on the news. But my job is to not believe, not that I don't believe that it's happening, but to let go of the idea that something is wrong, that something bad is happening, and not to internalize it as this poisonous thing that is having a negative effect on me. So, yeah. Go ahead, Carla.
Just real quick time. I used to join people choose negative thoughts, and I'll feel it. I go, oh, and then I judge it, and I join them in their negativity. I'm like, I'm not interested in that anymore. Joining them, and I want to hold the light for myself and the truth for myself. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Because we're just multiplying those dark thoughts. And what good is that going to do? You know, if we're here to be the light of the world, and to attract people to the light. We can't do that if we're joining other people in their complaints and their, commiserations on how horrible everything is. So, whether people think that I'm a Pollyanna for viewing the world that way, whatever, it works for me. It works for me. And that's not to say that I don't go into those dark places and those dark thoughts, but I know that there are ways for me to get out of that dark place, um to use the darkness to drag more of whatever seems to be dark within my personality, within my ancestry, within my DNA, to take responsibility for bringing that darkness up into the light. So when I'm in that dark place, if I look at it as an invitation, an opportunity to bring it to the light, then I can remember that it's not going to be forever. Go ahead, Carla.
I was just gonna say something. Remember, life, art imitates reality. Like,
Yes.
remember in Star Wars when what's his name, like Luke Skywalker, had to go into the dark tunnel to see the light. Sometimes you have to go into the dark to choose the light. It's so amazing how. I mean, it just reminded me of that. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It is that quote, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek."
Yes. Linda,
Yes.
you are just, oh, this is so amazing. Oh my gosh. It's like, something's going on with my phone. It's like, anyways, okay, all right, back to remember what I was saying. I just had another realization before I came on. It was like, you know how how it said that the ego speaks the loudest, the first and loudest. And
Yes.
it's like, and so lately it's like I've been thinking, so I get an idea and it's like, so I get one of those nudges, you know, and it's like, and then it's like, and then it's like, so it's like, then I get another thought, and and I've been thinking, is that the spirit confirming my thought, or is that the ego? And just this morning, it's just like and half an hour or so ago, I said, oh, that's it. It's like, that's a nudge. I get an idea. That's a nudge. That's the nudge. And it's like, then the first thought after that is, that's the spirit is giving me the nudge. It's the nudge from spirit. Then the next thing is the ego thing. So like say, take your walker, just like this was it. Take your walker with you. And so that was the nudge from spirit telling me, And then the next thing says, no, I don't need it. And I thought, and it's like it's like where I wanted, and I needed the walker, but I didn't have it. I said, oh, that's it. That's it. It's not the very first thought is the ego thought. That's my nudge from spirit
Yeah.
to try to, it's guiding me. And I said, oh my God, this is a perfect day. I don't care what's going on with the phone. I'm
Yeah.
getting all this. And the other thing was the responsibility is like what you just said. When you get into the darkness, it's like, that's not a bad thing. That's your responsibility is to bring it to the light.
Yes.
That's what your responsibility. And so when we're in the fear, instead of I'm just listen, please, Jesus, take away the fear, blah, 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 blah. No, that's my responsibility, is because of where we are in the course and everything, and all in our understanding,
Yes.
to remember to turn it over. Remember to go to what's the fear? Well, where does it come from? And all fear comes from the ego. And just to remember that, and then shift into the to remember the truth at those moments, to bring the fear, which is the darkness and all that, to the truth, which is the light, which is the love. That's what it means. And I thought, oh my God, thanks, Carla. Thank you. Wow, what a, oh my gosh.
Yeah, thank you, Nancy Gale. Yeah, I mean, it really is like in paragraph 4, the line, I don't know, the last sentence. I can't count them. I could, but I prefer not to. Where he says, people prefer to believe that their thoughts cannot exert real control because they are literally afraid of them. And I wrote, I'm unwilling to take responsibility when I'm in that space. I'm completely unwilling. When I think that my thoughts, whatever they are, have no effect in the world and that I have no control over them, it's only because I am unwilling to take responsibility for them. And if I've learned anything over the past decade plus of doing this work so deeply, is that when I out myself for any what I perceive as dark or unspiritual thoughts and take responsibility for them and do my work in order to shift them, that's when I can have those aha moments. And there at the bottom in the footnote, that's number 116, he says, in the case of thought provoking, something outside has provoked in the bland sense of how sparked the thought. In the case of a provoking thought, however, the thought is now the cause and not the effect. And it provokes in the sense of inciting retaliation by arousing anger. So then we're blaming something outside of us for giving us that thought or that feeling, right? The issue then is whether the thought is a mere effect or whether it is a provoking cause. And it's because they're one and the same. They're one and the same. This stuff is mind blowing. Anybody else have anything to share? Kathleen, were you going to share something?
Yeah, I can try. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I was listening to Robert Perry's meditation on Monday, and he was talking about thoughts, and he made a graph, and it said at the top, it says, our ordinary thoughts, they seem neutral and harmless, but most are really unforgiving thoughts in disguise. And maybe that's not so true with Course in Miracles students, but for most people, they can be unforgiving thoughts in disguise. They protect unforgiveness from being seen and corrected. And then the next level down, it says unforgiving thoughts seem sinful. They seem to clog our mind with evil and corruption, making it sinful. So this is probably all happening unconsciously. So then the next level down, he says, but these thoughts are really like a stick thrown into the ocean by a child, which has no effect at all on the ocean's grand rhythms. The ocean continues to move in perfect accordance with the moon and sun, and our mind continues to think in perfect accord with God. The ocean of our minds hold only what we think with God. And listening to him say all this and then talk about it was such a relief. And then I asked, well, what about all thoughts create form on some level? He's like, well, you kind of have to work on the level of form. Yes, watch your thoughts, change your thoughts to gratitude or change them to Ho'oponopono or whatever you want to change them to. But don't worry about those thoughts in the big scheme of things, because they're like sticks thrown into the ocean by a child. So on the grand scale of things, and we're studying this week, you know, the review is all my mind holds only what I think with God. And that's our greater mind, our, you know, the mind that we want to have all the time. But then we have our little mind, which this chapter that we're reading is all about how to manage that mind. And then, you know, in number 10, Jesus says all miracle workers have to be trained that way. I have to be able to count on them. This means that I cannot allow them to leave their minds unguarded, or they won't be able to help me. So it's obviously super important that we do guard our minds and don't miscreate. But then on the other hand, we don't have to worry about it too much, because each thought's like a stick we're throwing into the ocean. So I just wanted to share that because it was really a relief when I heard him do the meditation, to not have to worry so much about every single thought affecting the huge reality of God. It doesn't at all. So
Yeah. And the thing about not worrying about it, taking it lightly, is partially because if we're worrying about it or seeing it as something wrong or bad, we're just compounding the negative thought.
right.
So then we're throwing a whole shit ton of sticks into the ocean. You know, eventually it can create a dam. It can make a ripple effect. So if we have a what we think is a negative thought or whatever, oh well, I had a negative thought, I'm willing to think something else, I'm willing to believe something else. And if I don't, again, not worrying about it or chastising ourselves for it or feeling like we're doing something bad or wrong or that we're stupid or whatever, because that's just adding to the stick.
Right. But the sticks, those thoughts only affect us here in the dream. They don't really affect
Right.
us, our consciousness with God, you know, what we really are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if we prefer to be helpful as teachers of God, then that's why we are taking responsibility for our thoughts and being aware that even quote unquote unconscious thoughts, that we are choosing them on some level. It may
Right.
not be a level that we recognize in the moment, but in some level we are choosing them.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so cool. Thanks, Kathleen.
Can I have one? I was going to say, just, and everything is a thought. The thought, you throw the stick and that's bad. That's a thought. Then each one of those is a judgment, and it's the first one that gets covered with but the thing is you. The person who has the thought is just affecting themselves first.
Right. Exactly. Exactly, Nancy Gale. Yeah. I when I was reading that in paragraph 4 and then into paragraph 5, where he says therapists try to help people who are afraid of their own death wishes by depreciating the power of the wish. They even attempt to free the patient by persuading him that he can think whatever he wants without any real effect at all. There is a real dilemma here, which only the truly right-minded can escape. Death wishes do not kill in the physical sense, but they do kill spiritually. All destructive thinking is dangerous. Given a death wish, a person has no choice except to act upon his thought or behave contrary to it. He can thus choose only between homicide and fear. And in 119, in the notes below, he says a secondary meaning of a death wish is a desire for the death of another person toward whom one harbors unconscious hostility. The phrase previous notes on what will conflicts refers to the previous section, particularly grouped, particularly paragraph 6 through 11. This this reference shows that fear of one's destructive wishes, which is what is being discussed above, is the same fear discussed in the previous section. And for me, this helped me to understand why it started to become unhelpful for me when I was going to a regular talk therapist. Because the talk therapist I was going to was not a Course in Miracles student and didn't understand that way of thinking. And so it was like they were joining me in my thoughts about this, whatever thought I'm having, whatever I'm feeling is somebody else's fault, you know. And then their answer to that was, well, maybe you need to remove yourself from that other person. But if we believe that we're all one, like we do in A Course in Miracles, that we are all one, there's just going to be another opportunity for me to have that same experience with another person if I just keep blowing it off, right?
Hmm.
Go ahead, Carla.
Yeah, it seems like I'm talking a lot today, but this is actually paradoxical. And whenever I looked up paradox, this is the meaning I give. A seemingly absurd or self-contradictory statement or proposition that, when investigated or explained, may prove to be well-founded or true. So we are invulnerable. But how do we do that? We in our vulnerability, we become invulnerable. Because when we allow everything, it's that vulnerability. It's to not judge that or ourselves in our response, to just be with what is. And that's what can raise it. To be invulnerable, you have to be vulnerable. Not have to, these are words, right? Is to be vulnerable and to we're here in a body having a human experience, and so is everybody else. And a lot of people believe that they're the body or whatever's happening. Okay, that's their journey. I can choose and take responsibility for what I wish my journey. So that's it. I'll keep it short this time.
Thank you, Carla. This is our Gabby Groot. He's been here almost 2 weeks now.
Aw,
Him and
Oh,
Sunny are,
adorable. Oh
yeah,
my
he's just
goodness.
over a year old,
Oh, wow.
and he's
oh,
a
I'm enjoying all you guys' kitties and dogs and everything. I can't have any pets here. And I never had a cat except the one my daughter left when she passed away.
Oh,
Oh, look at the face. Oh, that's
isn't he
cute.
adorable? He's got mittens
Yes.
and boots.
What is that?
He's got mittens and boots.
Oh, well, sweet. And they look like mittens.
Yeah,
Exactly. Wow.
we
Yes, we're
call him.
talking about you.
Yeah,
What's
we call him.
what's his name?
His name is Groot. It's a movie
Drew.
or cartoon character, comic strip character or something. But we call him Gabby Groot because he talks constantly. He walks around the house almost all day and night unless he's sleeping or playing with Sunny, and he's meow meow meowing the entire day. So
huh,
yeah,
interesting.
Gabby Groot. He's just looking for attention. So, anybody else have any thoughts that are not about cats? Groot says we need to talk more about cats.
Meow.
Look at all those nice people. Anybody have anything else that they'd like to share? Oh God, your hair is going everywhere. Go, bud. Well, I did have also I have a few more things highlighted. So
Can I make a prayer request?
yes.
Okay. I, my family decided every holiday my cousin, my brother, and the cousins get together because our parents are dead. But anyways, this year, Saturday, the Memorial Day picnic, it's always been on a Sunday all these years. This year, Saturday was my brother's birthday, and they decided to have it on Saturday, and I couldn't go because
Yeah,
Amy
I remember that.
was right. So what Amy suggested that anybody that wanted to come meet halfway in Geneva. So a couple of people said yes. So that would be Thursday, the only day this Thursday. So, but so far my brother has not indicated he's gonna come. But anyways, so I would like you to just keep me in the whole family in your prayers, that whatever is meant to be will be, and that I can be at peace with that. Thank
Absolutely,
you.
Nancy Gail. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
knowing that that anything that happens or doesn't happen in the way that you would like it to happen is not to take it personally. It's not anything against you. It's just something going on in their own periphery of their lives. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm getting coming around to that understanding. Oh, and
Yeah.
I had a great aha about my mom, and I can share that in other times. But we'll go back to what you were going to do. Sorry.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. So, I guess I will read in paragraph 6, starting at the second line. He says, well, I'll start at the first line. The other possibility is that he depreciates the power of his thought. This is the usual psychoanalytical approach. This does allay guilt. And that's what he was talking about, the death wishes, and how the therapist is trying to persuade him that he can think whatever he wants and it's not going to have any effect. This does allay guilt, but at the cost of rendering thinking impotent. If you believe that what you think is ineffectual, you may cease to be overly afraid of it, but you are hardly likely to respect it either. And I put also, or take responsibility for it. So I'm not going to fear it, but I am going to take responsibility for it. And work on that remove and replace pattern, because yeah, it feels more helpful. And then in 8, and just that one first sentence, you who complain about fear still persist in producing it most of the time.
Yep.
That's so funny. Yeah.
You know what? I was going to say, trigger responsibility is one of those trigger words for me anyway. And it's like I keep remembering now that I understand responsibility means the ability to respond, meaning the ability, I have the power to make my choice, to choose. That's
Amen.
the only power we have, is to make the choice. Responsibility means I choose how I want to respond. And
Yes.
when I think like that, remember that, doesn't trigger me, or it triggers me and then I remember that. And it's so helpful.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing. It's not a horrible thing.
Right.
Oh, you got to take responsibility. It's like, No, remember what responsibility actually is.
Just
Taking my
responding.
power to choose.
Exactly. Beautiful. Thank you. So we are going to continue in this chapter 2, moving on to section 11, the basic conflict. So it goes, in my book, it's from 95 to half of 101. So, and I'm going to read the insights for today's lesson. But first, I'm going to show you, look at this preciousness over here. Look at this. Can you see them? Groot sitting on the couch. Sunny's up above.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying how they are bonding so quickly. It's cool. Okay,
Reminds me of Bodhi and Sattva, sort of.
exactly. And this is less than 2 weeks that this is. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's only been here since the 15th. So
Wow.
yeah, they're adapting very quickly. Anyways, my sister picked him out. That's why she knows. So insights from Pathways of Light for lesson 149, which is a review. My mind holds only what I think with God. When I am healed, I am not healed alone. Heaven is the decision I must make. I experience this whole world because I think the ego thought system offers me something I want. It doesn't seem that this world is of my own making. Certainly, I didn't sit down consciously and dream up a tree-lined lake that my body's eyes see as I look out the window. The world tells me it was there thousands of years before this body existed. To me, it's the illusion of time that seems to make this world so real. If I could really fully recognize that time is an illusion I have made up as well, I believe it would be easier to recognize that all the images of the world are projections from my mind. Time makes those images appear not to come from me. But if all those images occur only now, because there is no time, then I can't claim that some seed that sprouted 100 years ago is the cause of the tree I am looking at. My mind is so ingrained with the belief in the reality of time and space, that it is still hard for me to fathom that the physical world I perceive is not real. Yet, as I practice remembering statements like heaven is the decision I must make, the importance I place on the images I see through the body's eyes diminishes. This is a valuable step towards recognizing fully that the world I see is an illusion. I have observed as I work with the thought system of the Course that I make less and less big deals. The importance I give things that is the basis for my big deals. If I drop a sock on the floor as I'm gathering clean laundry from the dryer, I simply gather it in and continue on my way with hardly a thought about it. But if I think my worth is based on my tidiness and coordination, I might get upset, call myself a klutz and a slob, and make a big deal out of the simple event of dropping a sock on the floor. The same event is given different meanings based on the belief system I hold dear. As I accept more and more that the sock and all the other images in this world are illusions, they become less and less the source of my value and happiness. As I turn away from seeking happiness and value in the world, I become more and more open to making the decision for heaven and accepting God's gift of joy. Affirming that my mind holds only what I think with God focuses my attention on the part of my mind that already knows its worth, its joy. This part of my mind knows its very life is in God, the one source of all that is real. The frustration, disappointment, and depression that come from seeking for value where it cannot be found diminishes the experience of God's peace and the joy and the safety of his love. Grow stronger. Today I will practice with gratitude and happy anticipation, remembering when I am healed, I am not healed alone. My healing comes from making the decision for heaven and remembering my mind holds only what I think with God. I recently read a section of the text that reminded me I do not and cannot make decisions on my own. With every decision, we are either joining with the ego thought system or the Holy Spirit. We are always joining with one or the other. When I join with the ego thought system, I see forms of separation. I see differences within a world of time and space. I see unique bodies. Everything is in a state of change and flux. This world appears to be outside of me. This appearance of separation is the name of the ego's game. When I join with the Holy Spirit, I receive a different perception. I am returned to thoughts of unity. I am reminded that all is one. I am reminded to extend love instead of judgment, to see innocence instead of guilt. These thoughts gently undo my belief in separation. I am reminded that everyone is still as God created them, and we are all extensions of one God, one love. I'm reminded the images within a world of time and space that constantly change are not worth choosing to see. I am reminded that God is eternal, changeless, and love, and so am I, and so is all that is. I am reminded that these images, which are in a constant state of change, are not real. I'm reminded heaven is the decision I must make. I must want to be aware of heaven because my experience comes through my desire. I always get what I really want in my heart of hearts. Today, as I practice joining with the Holy Spirit, I open my mind to healing. I open my mind to the bridge of return to heaven. I open my mind to remembering that my mind holds only what I think with God. God is all there is. There is nothing else. Truth is true, and nothing else is true. Image making in a world of time and space are meaningless imaginings and are not real. Heaven is the decision I must make. Let's make it now.
Let's say one last thing, if I may. In paragraph 7, it says, the truth is there are no idle thoughts. All thinking produces form at some level. Linda, take responsibility for those cats. That's you. Okay?
I
That's
know.
you. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you, everybody. I love you.
Remember, they're also my cats.
Exactly, because
I,
we're
I've
one.
adopted,
So
right. I've adopted them.
look at them now. Oh my God. Are they so cute or what? They're all
Yeah.
curled up. They're so cute. Oh my God. I can't
Take,
take
take a picture. Take a picture and post it.
I will. All right.
Okay.
I love you guys. Have a great
Bye.
rest of
Thank
your
you.
week. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah.